Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are here with Billy Ray Goff, everybody. 26-year-old UFC welterweight fighting out of Connecticut, right? Known for his aggressive style, knockout power. Before reaching UFC, he made his name on the regional scene, holding titles in CES and Cage Titans, right? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I think so. And then you earned a dominant win at the Dana White Contender Series in first round knockout, right? TKO.
hmm
Yeah, impressive, man. And outside the cage, you got your own business, as far as I know, right? You're a
Yeah,
tennis as well.
I shrink wrap boats for the winter. You
Okay.
cover them for the winter, so you block out the snow and whatnot. Um, Trying to do it less and less every year, so I can just train and fight because that's more enjoyable than doing that.
For sure, I understand that. I understand that. How do you balance that, though? Because that's sure not easy.
You just when you get to that time of year, like when I get to that time, one I try to keep it a moderate amount of work, just so I
Yeah.
can so it doesn't mess with my training.
Mm,
Um, but when you get to that time of the year, it's kind of just like, all right, well, I'm gonna be super busy. Social life is gonna suffer more.
yeah.
Um, Everything, I'm just gonna be kind of a little more stressed out.
Yeah. 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 But it's probably better than. Do you also have a 9 to 5 on the side of that, or is that
I
your main?
did. I did for a while. I was an electrical draftsman.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
the um Sounds cooler than it was. I also didn't do a whole uh uh
Okay.
but I stopped that about a year ago, and just was trying to focus on fighting. um
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to be as active, just because pullouts and cancellations, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you don't get a lot of opportunities in general.
Yeah. Yeah. What's changed for you since you entered the UFC? Would you say?
um I mean, the biggest thing is the mental side of stuff, and dealing with the nerves, and
Yeah.
um, trying to perform at the highest level, uh, while like just being focused, having fun, and like I'm figuring out all of that. I've already figured out how to work hard. I've already figured out the techniques. Always growing, always learning. I always have things to work on.
Mm.
Um, but that's not the. It's all mostly mental work that I need to do, um, so that I can go out there and put it on.
Yeah. And what do you do to keep your mind in the right place? Because that's most of the work, right? Uh, what do you do yourself?
I So I go to I have a couple different therapists. So
Yeah.
I try to constantly check up on like where I'm at
Good.
mentally, trying to communicate more. The thing is like when I first got into the UFC, I started working with the sports psychologist Micah, and it helped a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
different things like just mental skills, being present and grounding and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you
Very
don't
good.
sit in the nerves. And it worked really well for my debut. And then I don't know what it was, but I kind of lost it for the next couple.
Mm.
And it's a never ending. It's not
Yeah.
like I did enough reps and now I'm gonna be good at it forever.
No. No.
It's
You.
you always you always have to work on it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And you won't stay there forever. Nothing is permanent, so to say, right? Yeah. Mm. Mm. Okay. Uh, what was it like growing up in Connecticut for you? Is that a good place as a martial artist to grow up in the States?
It's a good place. It's not the best place for martial arts. It's just because it's a smaller state. So like I grew up wrestling.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a beautiful place. A lot of people talk shit on Connecticut, but I like being here. I'm
yeah.
not a huge fan of how expensive it is. But
Okay.
I love the Four Seasons. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's some beautiful people here. Um, and the training's good. It's just the gyms aren't as big, and there's not as many of them. That's the downside to being in a smaller state. You go to states like California, that's just massive. You go to Texas, they're huge. So
Yeah, yeah,
when you go to states in wrestling for a bigger state, it's just a bigger thing.
yeah,
That's like us going and it's like New England's for us.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's
What's
just so
what's something to go see in Connecticut and something not to go see in Connecticut? It's a hard question, I presume.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good hikes in Connecticut. There's a lot of
Mm,
beautiful nature out here.
yeah.
Um, and I would say to not go see uh
You don't have to answer it. Actually, it's just. I mean,
um,
it's like
I don't have one.
the Anne Frank house in whatever city that is. You don't want to go watch that house. It's just
Yeah.
boring, but it's talked about a lot.
There's like the Conjuring house. There's that one. That's a
Oh,
haunted place. I
the,
don't believe in ghosts, but
no,
the
that's
no ghosts aren't real, man.
no, no. I think actually the last Conjuring movie is coming out soon. Uh,
Yeah, I think I saw a trailer for that.
yeah,
I liked the first couple. I feel like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
after the first couple they kind of got overplayed. That's just kind of beating a dead
yeah,
horse.
yeah,
Um, but I think my favorite was the when the guy went into the other world, like, and it was his own memories or whatever.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah. Also, um, attached to the movies, the girl or the doll Annabelle. I heard the caretaker of it just died recently with no apparent reason for it in a hotel room because she was carrying the doll. I don't know. I don't believe in it, but it's funny, to just goof
Yeah.
around with that. What would you say the biggest change for you is from your first fight to your most present fight? What's the biggest change in your mindset from back then when you started out in MMA?
Ooh, from my first MMA fight.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm definitely I I'm building to a point of confidence. I think that's the big thing.
yeah,
I was so nervous and scared all the time when I was first starting, and I still get nervous and scared now. That's it's just
yeah.
it's less frequent. But I feel like I'm building to a place of confidence to
Mm,
where I'm going to just feel unstoppable.
yeah. Okay. And that's the place you want to be, right? You almost have to be a bit delusional sometimes in that sport, right? To
Yeah.
yeah,
If you want to, I mean, if you want to, there's guys in there who do really well, and like they don't have championship aspirations. They're just trying to have fun fights,
yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that. But like I want to be the best that's ever done it.
mm,
Um, and which is already a crazy thing to say and crazy thing to want. And like my confidence, there's moments where you get self doubt after a loss. Um, but like I still think I'm better than I think I can be the best fighter in the world.
yeah,
Um, I believe, like, I see what I see other fighters and I see what they do,
yeah,
and I can see how I can beat them. And being able to see it, it's like that's all how, especially in wrestling, like whenever you'd wrestle somebody, um, and you would they would even if they beat you,
mm,
if I can see what you're doing to beat me, if I can see that you're better than me in this specific way, or I can see the ways that you're different and the way that you react and the way that you like you're just here's the gap. If I can see the gap,
yeah,
then I can cover the gap.
yeah,
If I can't see it, then it's too big for me to even conceive right now.
mm,
So I watch all these guys and I see what they can do and I know what I can do, and I'm like, I'm not too far off. There's just something that I need to fix.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I believe you have the potential too, from what I've seen. I obviously watched your fights up to the interview. I always do that, and I mean, you look hungry for it, man, and you have some sharp striking,
Thank you.
really. And that's the best, you know, fundament for it, right? Um, who kind of guided you the way? I know you started with wrestling, right? So somebody guided you into that back then, and after that into MMA. Who did that for you?
So, Wild Bill, he's the one that got me into wrestling. He told his son wrestled,
Okay.
fielding. I grew up. He gave me my first job. He's the reason why I do the shrink wrapping.
Okay.
Um, he's done a lot for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he told my dad to put me into wrestling when I was 8 years old. And I did. I remember watching old tapes of his son wrestling at his house and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, and it changed my life.
Mm,
That made me who I am. There wasn't really a transition into MMA, like, oh, hey, you should go do this. I
okay.
grew up watching MMA. I remember watching Anderson Silva, GSP, and thinking those guys were awesome.
Yeah.
And it was
They
something
are.
that I wanted to. It was something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was like, that's cool. I'd like to try that. Um, but it wasn't my dream because I wanted to go wrestle. I wanted to wrestle in
Mm,
the college. I wanted to wrestle in the Olympics.
okay.
That was my dream growing up.
Yeah.
And then I ended up not making good choices for colleges.
Yeah.
Could have just should have, could have, would have. But I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
glad I didn't because I am where I am now. Um, um, but I went to college and I wasn't wrestling. And I kind of just like I need to do something because I'm just not doing anything. I don't care about school. I'm not wrestling. I'm not doing anything. So I need to go do something.
Yeah.
And I started training. I had trained little bits growing up, just because I wanted to. I wanted to try it.
Mm,
And then I went back to a gym that I had gone to, and it was the perfect replacement for wrestling. It was like,
okay.
all right, this is scratching that itch for intensity, aggressiveness, and just working hard.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then when I started fighting, it was just like, yeah, this is it, man.
Okay. What was the feeling you got the first time you entered the cage? Can you describe that compared to a wrestling match, let's say, right?
It's not the same.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Um, there's similarities, like there's nerves, you're scared, you're excited, you don't want to do it. There's always like you always think about situations like, oh, maybe I'll get in a car accident or this will happen, or and
Okay.
like I won't be able to fight, or like this that light fixture is gonna break and fall on me and I won't
A
be able to
blessing in
fight.
disguise.
Yeah. uh and you're just running through all these thoughts, and you're terrified. And I remember in my first amateur fight, I was still normally when you get in the fight, and the fight starts and you get hit once or like you
Yeah.
start doing stuff, you start grappling, the nerves go out of the window because you get
Yeah.
so hyper focused.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember being nervous in the second round, because I'd never been in a fight before.
No.
I've never been in a street fight.
Okay.
Um, but there's something about that, just being locked in a cage with another
Mm,
person who's trying to kill you. I I can't explain exactly what that does for you, but
no.
it's such a level of freedom of like thought
Yeah.
and like just
Being in the
everything else.
moment.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
it absorbs you so much that either there isn't any room for anything else.
Yeah. 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 It must be
It's
a
a beautiful
wild.
thing.
Yeah. Uh, completely, man. And what's would you say you turn something on or off when you have to do that in this time, or do you try to keep your head
You
leveled?
try to you want to keep your head because you don't want to get angry and upset.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you get emotional, it makes you tired.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of all that and you want to be focused.
Hmm.
You like
Yeah.
that's the goal, is to just be right here and stay on the game plan and think of everything that matters.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not easy to. It's very I don't ever get angry. I've never had like beef with someone that I
No.
fought. Um, and like I've never had hard feelings afterwards. So I've never gotten angry about fighting. But
No.
I get very like sad, and emotional
Yeah.
before my fights, like every single time. Um, Like before
Okay.
my last one, I was like in my hotel room bawling my eyes out in the morning before, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I honestly I feel like it's my entire life has come up to this moment, and everything else, like, because I give so much, like
Yeah.
this is such a huge priority in my life.
Yeah.
um Everything else is riding, like everything's on the line. Like
Yeah.
this is everything.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't great for my stress, for my like
I would
nervous
agree.
system.
I would agree.
But it's hard not to. It's just because it matters so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. And yeah, I understand completely. You trained so many years for it, and it all comes and boils down to this one moment in that cage, and
Yeah.
you do not know what's gonna happen. I mean, yeah,
You might die.
you might die. Yeah,
Low chance, very low chance.
yeah. But still,
Not zero.
right? It's there, so it fucks with your head. For sure, for sure. You talked about looking up to Anderson Silver and who was the other guy again?
GSP.
GSP, yeah, two legends of the game. How would you like to be remembered yourself at the end of your career, looking back?
I want to change the game.
Yeah,
I want to evolve MMA.
yeah,
I want people to look at me like, oh, MMA changed because of him. Because I feel like that's what happened with GSP. Like
yeah.
I want to have the influence that GSP has had. Um, the but
Mm.
I want to be better.
Yeah. You want the bells. You want the bells. Can you name your, let's say, Mount Rushmore of UFC fighters or just fighters in general? You don't have to pick UFC fighters.
GSP, Daniel Comer,
Yeah.
um, um, Mighty Mouse.
Oh yes, I like to hear that.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse is, I think, might be the best one.
Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't have the same competition that the other guys did just because of the weight class that he was in.
yeah,
Um, but
like
I feel like skill wise and
yeah,
like talent wise, he blows them all out of the water.
completely.
Um, and for the fourth one, um, I would like to say John Jones, but only when like the part of his career when he was first coming up, like his early career when he was super aggressive in the fights,
Yeah,
first
back
fighting for
here.
the title and whatnot.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
But I think I've always thought DC was better than him.
yeah, and in so many other ways as other ways than just fighting as well. He's just a better guy, right? So likable. I love the dude, man. Always been a DC fan.
Yeah, it's just like DC is, aside from like he's bigger than me, but like DC's my height and
Yeah,
has my reach.
yeah,
Roughly, we're about the same,
yeah.
and he's fighting dudes who like he's fighting John Jones.
Yeah,
It's like what the fuck, dude?
yeah.
Like he has such a huge disadvantage to start with, and he's still hitting that dude. He's still doing well. He was winning the last fight up until he wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, DC's leg lift and over the head stuff, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
He can do that to anybody. So, um, what's a typical fight camp for you like? Do you like to spar a lot, or do you keep it playful still? Or
No, it's mostly playful.
yeah,
We spar, but it's not sparring. It's like light life. We don't call it. We call it sparring, but it's very light.
yeah,
It's just to see punches and kind of go through the motions.
yeah,
Um, we don't wear headgear. We
no,
grease up and whatnot. We don't go crazy.
mm,
Um, I just like to. It's good to work on stuff just in the moment when you're seeing live punches, but we don't need to. Like, I don't need to get cracked. I know what it's like to get hit. I know what it's like to be in a fight.
Yeah,
Um, I only like to do little bits so that you see that reaction time. But it's camps are hard. They take forever. Um, but I'd rather be in a camp than not be in one. Like I would love to be in a camp right now.
yeah,
For the
I
fight.
hear that a lot actually. Those times where you don't have an actual fight upcoming or it's not signed yet, it's uneasy times for fighters, and that's a good thing to hear more and more fighters open up about as well. That and being in financial struggles as well as you're seeing way more fighters opening up about it, and it's paying off for them. And I like to see that because not everything has to be so shiny and bright, you know.
Yeah. If anybody looks, I mean, I guess it's easy when like people like they create a life on social media of this or that.
Mm,
Um, it's very and like I am very fortunate in my life. Like I have a very like I'm happy where I'm at.
yeah,
Other than like, I'm coming off of 2 losses. Um, the
we all get losses, man. It's fine.
yeah, the it's anybody who looks at this kind of game and thinks that like, oh, that dude's got his life made, it's so shiny and nice.
Mm.
um it's rarely the case, man. I'm like maybe Armin because he's filthy rich, he's got it easy. uh
Oh, that's
but like
fucking
most
good.
dudes in this, it's a struggle. And to speak on like guys who struggle outside of camp, and it's the same. We put everything. This is the biggest priority. This is the most important thing. Um, this is our life revolves around this. This is our purpose, basically.
Yeah.
So when we get to the point where we basically don't have our purpose, like if you put all your eggs in one basket, and that you don't get to use it, you don't get to have that basket for
Mm.
months. It's like what am I doing? Like what am I living for?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's important to find that balance of being able to enjoy life and like having a life outside of fighting.
Exactly. Because a lot of fighters also struggle with when they're done fighting. What am I now? You know, I was a fighter, now I'm not. And how do they acclimate to that? It's difficult. But you see again, you see success stories all the time, and you sadly also see success stories that are not so thrilling to see. Like BJ Penn right now, for an example, is struggling a lot as far as I can see, and I don't know. I don't even know what's true or not in the stories the guy is telling. But I hope, and yeah, I hope all the best for the guy. I believe you followed him as well growing up, probably, and what a legend he was and still is. I mean, wow. Um,
Yeah, he was phenomenal, and it's just sad to see. I mean, that's the result of either like they're having either having a predisposition to mental health issues
yeah,
that are exacerbated by CTE, like
yeah, yeah,
mental damage, or just the effects of that concussive damage and whatnot.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's just sad.
Really
It's
sad to
terribly
see.
unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been arrested 5 times now, so I hope it gets better soon. But is there anything you recently got interested in? I mean, sometimes you, for an example, I come across this guy who had a meteor struck down in his backyard, and then suddenly something grew out of the meteor, and now he's keeping it in a freezer, and it just keeps growing, and everybody's going crazy on social media. You know, something like that, maybe.
No, I haven't found any meteors or nor meteor plants. Um, but I got new kittens, and they're growing. They're getting
Oh,
bigger.
you got kittens. That's nice,
Yeah,
man. That's
I
cool.
I had one cat. Her name was Lucy. She's older, and she's not a fan of the kittens. But
Okay.
we got two new kittens, and she came from the street. But these two came from they were born in an apartment, and we got them. So like they've had a very nice upbringing, and they're so sweet. Like you touch their belly, and they don't care.
Okay.
You can pick them up and just hug them and roll them around and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas my other cat, Lucy, she will straight up fight you if you try to touch her.
Okay. She's been watching your fights.
Yeah, she's better than me, man. She's ruthless.
I mean, they got reflexes like crazy, right? Faster
You
than
ever see the
snakes.
you ever see the video of the cats fighting like swatting snakes?
Yeah, yeah, I did
Where they
actually.
like they're it's like Anderson Silva when he used to fight and he used to lean away from
Yeah,
everything and then
exactly.
attack back. They see the snake biting him and they lean away from it
Yeah, yeah,
and then strike back at it. Just like Anderson Silva,
yeah.
man.
As long as the snake's name ain't Chris Whiteman, right?
Yeah.
I believe he
That
knocked him out doing that move. So, uh,
hey,
yeah,
shoot or shoot, man.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Do you have anybody in your sight, that you want to fight? Not maybe even next, but somebody you dream to fight. Your dream fight,
I
maybe.
JDM. He's so good.
Yeah,
I think he's the pinnacle of the he's the pinnacle of the welterweight division right now.
yeah,
And his striking and his grappling. I think he's not as dominant of a grappler, but I think it's because he's been fighting such heavy grapplers.
yeah,
But he's still doing phenomenal against them. Um, like I think he'll end up being better than GSP. And
yeah,
in most people's eyes, or at least I think he should be. Um, the just because the game's evolved and he's the top of the game right now.
yeah, yeah. Anybody you wanna call out to get to that fight? Maybe even in your own
I
division.
mean, I I'd like to. There's I don't know. It's hard. I called out Oban Elliott,
Okay. Yeah.
but he's fighting somebody. I called out. The thing too is like they like to pair people up that come off of like either they're the same. They
Yeah.
are both
Yeah.
coming off a win and both coming off a loss.
Yeah.
I want to fight Ramiz again so I can fix that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I just show everybody how it should have gone.
Yeah, I get you want to run that back for sure, man.
eh, they, but I just want to fight somebody. I just want to fight. I would like to fight before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it'll happen.
Okay. But you'll take on anybody, basically, is what I hear, right? So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope they give me a just for the sake of my career. Not that I'd fight JDM Saturday. I mean, I want to be able to make weight by then, but I would fight anybody, dude. I'd
Yeah.
fight at light heavyweight if that was my only option. Um,
Yeah.
I'd fight Bo Nickel. I'd like to fight Bo Nickel
Oh,
actually.
that would be a fun fight.
Yeah. Then but I mean, I'm coming off of 2 losses. I have one more fight on my contract, so I've got to take a smart fight. I can't just take any fight willy nilly.
Hmm.
And I'm not the one that makes the decisions. It's between my coach and my manager. My
Yeah.
coach has final say, so I don't get to say. I'm always gonna say yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I understand that they're gonna want me to get a fight that makes more sense. That's gonna give me a good opportunity to
Yeah.
keep taking
Yeah.
a new contract.
Yeah.
Or we take a really big short notice fight and we get a new contract by doing that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. Because I know you also got 2 bonuses in your career, right? UFC bonuses.
Just one.
One. Yeah.
I was part of another one. I should have gotten one for my debut, in my opinion.
I think so too. I
uh,
think so too. Yeah.
I think it was better than the other one fights. I got bonuses on that one, except for Max Holloway. The And then I got one for Trey for the fight of the night, which I won that fight, but whatever. And then Ramiz got one off of me on the last one. So
Yeah.
technically, there's been 2 bonuses with my name on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually agree. And I think actually now that UFC and Paramount, right? Or was it? Yeah, Paramount that got into it together. It will raise the bonuses a lot. So that's going to be interesting how that will look. What will it end at?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I would certainly push people for more finishes and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish they would. I hope that they enact. I hope they eventually come up with some kind of ruling, some kind of standard for stalling and penalties for stalling.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be
They
good.
push more action that way too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that's becoming more and more of a problem as well, right? But I think it will end probably at 75 or 80k bonuses. That's my prediction. We'll see. We'll see. Well, Billy, thank you, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you a lot for coming. I'm looking forward to seeing you fight next time. Hopefully, you'll get somebody that will make it exciting for everybody to see, you know, and give you an opportunity to showcase your style, man. Thank you so much for coming, and Billy Ray Goff. Sorry.
All right. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, brother, and talk to you soon, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Always.